layoff and shuttering of employee programs and which is a violation, oil spill and pollution and all those involved uncertain here, negative corporate social responsibility tends to have much higher uncertain tax position. In other words, they are really aggressive. Wow. See, I see this. See, and post settlement, huge settlement because settlement is higher because they made aggressive prediction. This is and and tax the obligations and all safety oil as COVID logic. They are different technology and different way of measuring corporate culture, and they are practicing same thing. And that's all others are a control variable, a control for positive corporate social strength, absolute amount of discretionary accrual, and the all cash item, net operating losses, leverage, and all these items controlling. This is the controlling, but these are main findings showing that 99% of the time, the firms with negative corporate social responsibility tend to have higher tax positions, meaning they try to avoid a tax obligation because it has to do with culture, rule, lax environment. Those who involved in negative corporate social responsibility tend to avoid tax obligation much higher than others. This IRS would love this. See, they can go after this stuff. See industry. Those who involved in this uncertain tax position, FIN 48. Brilliant idea. This is a perfect connection between accounting information and corporate culture and a tax obligation, and it came out to be as a major publication for accounting review. If you involved with the tax return, is this what you find? Dealing with the client. Doesn't have to be corporate level, can be at individual level, any level, partnership level. You're dealing with clients. Is this something similar? This is the client and the communication privilege. You can share. That's fine. Is this practice you? Is this what you find in your practice? Probably, if you have a large sample. That's why culture is very important. Culture. S&P and Standard and Poor, I think in bond rating decisions, corporate culture is one item. They deny that. They openly say, oh no, we don't use it, but I'm sure there's certain items they incorporate a corporate. And this is how you measure it. I mean, they can ask any consultant to run this program, the OLS program, and find out this coefficient. Is this significant? All you have to do, find out that, oh, you're dealing with the tax avoidance. It's easy. As long as you input all the data, and then any consulting firm can produce this regression result for any client firm with lengthy number of years of financial statement. It's easy. All the data are available, all the public data, and find out, okay, compared to other firms, your firm has been very aggressive in terms of avoiding taxes, and this is the evidence. This is, I don't know, this is way too much to handle for a public accounting firm whenever they deal with tax issues, because this is unmistakable of the evidence, and this is from a most of the population, 1,137 sample. It's not a small sample study. And what is the RSQ? 59%. RSQ 59%. That explains almost 60% of that behavior. This model explains tax avoidance about 60%, which is quite convincing. What type of test do you want to see looking at corporate social responsibility? We look at the earnings quality, we look at the earnings restatement, we look at now tax. What else you want to look at with corporate social responsibility?
Maybe future growth or
Hmm?
growth in the future.
Oh, growth, future growth. CSR with future growth. Those who are responsible, doing a lot of good corporate social responsibility has more growth. You can test it. Data is available. Easy test to do. You have only problem with that is you have to include finance, not only accounting, because growth means more than accounting, investment and all this financing. So finance literature should come in, but then as long as you include accounting and finance literature, yes, that can be done. Any other items that you want to test with the corporate social responsibility?
Audit fees?
Audit fee. Oh, audit fee came out a few years ago. Audit fee. Corporate social responsibility, they pay lower audit fee because quality of earnings are higher, they test less on sample. Came out, yes? They came out. 2009 or 10. Big time. As a matter of fact, that was done by one of my colleagues at the, now he's in Canadian school.
Yeah, University of Toast, big university in Canada.
Any other test you want to see?
Stock
Stock price came out 2014, JFE. CSR investment is non-NPV project. They are doing this at the expense of shareholders. So they are using shareholders' funds to increase their personal goodwill. CEO resume. I did this program, I did this program at the expense of the CEO. Journal of Financial Economics, big article. They simply show strong evidence that CSR investment is a non-NPV investment at the expense of shareholders. Very powerful. In other words, if you have a good accounting issues with respect to corporate social responsibility, just let's share. Just want to have a good research topic. And this is I'm sure this will be, if you develop any software with this result, you can set it. In other words, given input data, minimum input data, run through this numbers through this software program, and got numbers. Number one, 0.5 to 0.7, no problem. 0.7 above, some problem. 0.1 above, coefficient, obvious problem. You can develop this software. Simply, we don't get any credit if we develop those software. we only get credit for the research, pure research. But you can easily write a software and run through these numbers, just like Benford Law. Benford Law software is everywhere now. You can download, pay some money. You run through your ledger numbers, and then they will tell you whether numbers are fabricated or numbers are genuine from any source down. Corporate social responsibility, what I'm trying to say, is a very important part of accountant's job. As you keep reading articles from a Harvard Business Review, for example, and Wall Street Journal and the CPA Journal, not the academic article because this is too technical, but you can download a very good article on this because practitioner journal like the CPA Journal, they carry very good article on each topic. So I want you to update your accounting with corporate social responsibility because there are many different types of corporate social responsibility. and they are using that side of irresponsible corporate social responsibility, and they find out those firms trying to delay their tax advantage. So we look at the earnings restatement, fraud, intentional restatement, earnings quality, and tax position, tax avoidance. There are some other items that I want to share, but then it's a technical item. One reason why I asked you to read only introduction and conclusion, and this will be really important area of practice and research for the years to come, because just like the Financial Accounting Standard Board, it's been around 40 years now, 1973, 2016, 43 years. Now, SASB, Sustainability Accounting Standard Board, will be here for decades to come. And you have to follow up this, just like you follow up with FASB or CASB. Any other questions?
I have
Yeah.
a question. I in the undergraduate I took a economics class in the environmental economics.
Environmental
Then
economics.
the professor, I read in one of the article, they will become into environmental accounting or something. So instead of 10K, in the future may require the company to issue a different method like environmental accounting or something. So is there anything something like this will happen?
Yeah,
or-
see, good question. Waka, that's a good question. Environmental accounting in this country is created because of a super fund. You know, nuclear waste? Nuclear waste need millions of dollars to get rid of them. So how funds disclose super fund, which is the money to clean out the environment. Environmental accounting is part of sustainability accounting in this country, because that environmental accounting is sustainability public strength. So this is the accounting that the faculty reporting environmental accounting in this country was the part of sustainability, which is corporate social responsibility. Same, sustainability is a corporate social responsibility, and public strength. So by following up sustainability accounting, major portion of sustainability accounting for chemical industry, for example, Subaru, automobile industry, is about environment, pollution, and how to get green energy with less cost to the public society. These are environment, part of environment. Good question, good. That's a part of very specific area of sustainability, because sustainability is obviously more than just the environment. Good, good question. If company pays for it, you sign up for a conference and spend 4 days with 8 hours of sustainability, and coming from that conference, you will be a semi-expert on this issue. Strongly suggest. Most company pays for the public education, so and I think they will approve the CT hours as well. Any other questions? If you think of real research topic associated with accounting topic, associated with corporate social responsibility, please let me know. I have a junior faculty waiting for me. We are doing something else too. But then accounting issue, has to be accounting issue. Then we have all the data, subscribing data, so we dump data and try to hammer out the results like this to make research statement on the major topic. Now, what's coming up? Balance scorecard. Now it's time to wrap it up. In about 2 weeks, we'll wrap it up. Balance scorecard will use your financial accounting, management accounting, cost of auditing, everything. The reason why we do this is, see, as you saw, numbers are, can be manipulated like this. They intentionally manipulate to get what they want. So Kaplan suggests years ago, See, we look at the qualitative part of their operation, not only quantitative part. It's easy to use EPS, but EPS is subject to manipulation. So why don't we use quantitative part of this to make a balanced performance evaluation? That's the balanced scorecard. Okay, we didn't report earnings growth, but we reduced our turnover, employee turnover. We reduced accident rate and we reduced a return rate for our merchandise, and we call that as a success. You look at four different aspects of your operation, and one of them is the financial. And you look at the other operational and all the other four different aspects, and you compose your balance scorecard for your company, and this is the best way to synthesize and summarize all the accounting topics we learned, and hence the last paper for the program. Again, maximum 10 pages. You need a diagram, target values, metrics, and success, all those measurements, samples. You can find those sample paper on your site. And I post some of the important material. I think that's enough for your a balanced scorecard composition. But then obviously you can go to Google Scholar and input balanced scorecard. You have tons of articles on balanced scorecard. Any questions? See, too bad the Mark von Fisco, who's the our alumni and tax lawyer,